Nnuro, What Napoleon Could Not Do. Embark on a profound narrative journey with Nnuro's What Napoleon Could Not Do, where family dynamics and personal ambitions coalesce against the backdrop of immigration and identity. Through the eyes of the NT family, we navigate themes of cultural displacement and sibling rivalries, illustrated most poignantly in the lives of Belinda and Jacob. Their divergent paths reveal America's allure as a land of opportunity but also a harsh mirror reflecting personal insecurities and unmet desires. Expect an exploration of complex social rituals, the weight of familial expectation, and a keen insight into the psychological struggles faced by the characters. This summary encapsulates how distance, both geographic and emotional, alters perceptions, shaping dreams and realities in unexpected ways, and brings to life the nuanced intricacies of defining oneself in a world of divergent dreams.
Love and Betrayal. In the midst of the vibrant culture of Kumasi, Ghana, Mr. NT relished recounting tales of successful ventures akin to Napoleon's conquests. Yet, his greatest pride lay in his daughter Belinda's achievements in America. Belinda hadn't just reached those shores, she thrived there, carving out a prosperous life, a dream for many Guineans. On a sweltering day, Mr. NT heard her voice over the phone, as she shared her concerns about a yet-to-be-secured green card. He tried to reassure her that not even the complexities of American bureaucracy could unravel her accomplishments. Meanwhile, lurking in the shadows of this family triumph was Jacob, Mr. NT's eldest son, who found himself perpetually outshone by the dazzling success of Belinda. Living under the weight of comparison, Jacob's life was about to face another downturn, his divorce from Patricia, his wife in America. In the heart of the Ashanti region, where cultural traditions are deeply rooted, families of divorcees engage in a ritual reminiscent of a wedding ceremony, yet starkly different in its purpose. The gathering provides a forum to vent grievances, allowing emotions to pour out like the fruit schnapps shared afterward, symbolizing the burying of old hatreds. In this meeting, Mr. NT and his brothers intended to shield Jacob's reputation, painting Patricia as the cause of the marriage's breakdown. Yet, the whispers of disapproval surrounding Jacob had merit. He was often criticized for his lack of determination and his inability to follow through, traits that haunted his marriage. Belinda, in her quest to manage affairs across continents, had orchestrated Jacob's marriage to Patricia, her college roommate from Washington, D.C. It was yet another feather in Belinda's cap when Patricia, eager to wed a fellow Ghanaian, consented. With all the arrangements in place, it became Jacob's task to secure a visa, a formality thanks to Mr. NT's influential connections. But Jacob stumbled at this seemingly minor obstacle, he failed the interview and flunked the tests. For 5 long years, Patricia remained a dutiful wife, financially supporting Jacob from afar, waiting for a chance at a united future. Yet, every try to secure a visa ended the same way, in failure. Ultimately, the revelation hit hard. Patricia's supposed nurse roommate wasn't who she claimed to be, but a man, and more than just a friend, her new partner. This truth shattered the illusion Jacob had been living under, marking the end of more than just his marriage, but perhaps the end of his comparative shadow to Belinda, who continued to conquer the world in her unique way. Jacob's descent. After his divorce, Jacob drifts into apathy and nihilism, losing himself in alcohol and the shadows of roadside bars. His father, Mr. NT, attempts to steer him off this path, urging Jacob to remember his once robust desire for Patricia, or perhaps more accurately, for America itself, as both were inseparably linked in his mind. Jacob's bitterness festers, primarily directed towards his sister Belinda. Her decision to remain in America, even skipping their mother's funeral, stands as unforgivable in his eyes. He sees her relentless pursuit of success as madness, a refusal to admit any limitation. Through reflective flashbacks, Jacob's early marriage days are unveiled, showing a past hopefulness tainted with ambiguity about joining Patricia in America. During an encounter at the American embassy, an officer questions Jacob's motives, speculating that his desire to leave Ghana might involve hidden aspects of his identity. This prompts Jacob to utter a confounding, non-committal lie that jeopardizes his visa application. For many in Nnuro's narrative, America represents endless possibilities, a dream for expansive, significant lives. Every visa rejection compounds Jacob's frustration, leaving him trapped in a lackluster existence in Ghana, financially dependent and emotionally constrained. Jacob struggles with his unorthodox sexual preferences, longing for sadomasochistic dynamics that conflict with societal norms of masculinity. This internal struggle signals a broader inability to express his true self, echoing his communication failures in interviews. Nnuro intricately portrays Jacob's complex character, navigating the intricate web of family dynamics and sibling competition. Amidst this, America transforms into a battlefield for familial self-definition, where each sibling vies for distinction. Initially, Jacob envisages himself triumphing in this familial rivalry. However, the dissolution of his marriage marks his ultimate defeat, underscored by his father's view that Belinda has truly conquered America. In a classic fable-like reversal, Jacob becomes the fox unable to reach the grapes, dismissing America as he resigns from his pursuit. Within this analogy lies his potential subconscious sabotage, forsaking the life his sister orchestrated for him abroad. To undermine Belinda's achievements, Jacob destroys the very future she envisioned for him, turning his personal defeat into an indirect retaliation against her triumphs. The illusion of proximity. Imagine staring at a tranquil sailboat on the distant horizon. At a glance, it embodies serenity, but take a closer look, and you see the struggle beneath its calm veneer. This is how Nnuro navigates the concept of perception altered by distance in the story of Jacob and Belinda, siblings separated by an ocean but tethered by complex emotions. Across the expanse of the Atlantic, Jacob listens to his sister's voice on the phone, crafting a mental image of her life as an unbroken chain of triumphs. This imaginary landscape separates them not just as individuals but as ideals and illusions molded by distance. To Jacob, Belinda's life is a serene sailboat, but only from afar, where the turbulent waters of reality are invisible. The novel shifts to the story of Belinda in 2011, delving deeper into how distance skews perception. We see her in Washington, D.C., en route to a wedding in an elegant limousine. Her hair is strikingly red, she dons a Kent dress, a nod to her Ghanaian roots and a symbol of past royalty. Yet, beneath this facade is a vivid tapestry of past decisions and current dilemmas. Her journey, both literal and metaphorical, traces back to her foundation, growing up with childhood friend Edith in Kumasi and their mutual aspiration to study in America. A pivotal moment was when Edith's influential father paved their path, a favor Belinda would never forget. As her driver, Laurent, comments on the historical significance of Barack Obama's presidency, Belinda's thoughts drift to a night in 2008. With the champagne ready to mark the triumph of America's first black president, Wilder, her husband, shattered the celebration, forecasting darker days ahead. Through his eyes, which were shaped by the harsh realities of 1960s Texas, America's achievements were illusions, preludes to disappointment. Belinda struggled to reconcile her hopeful image of America with Wilder's embittered perspective. Initially, their marriage was one of practicality over passion, a door opener to America when her student visa was on the brink of expiring. Wilder, a prosperous businessman, promised stability in a land of opportunity, but the dream soured. Despite access to privileged spaces, America withheld its ultimate validation, the coveted green card. Friends dismissed its significance, pointing to Wilder's wealth and her educational achievements as sufficient comforts. Yet, for Belinda, the green card symbolized recognition, a tangible endorsement of belonging in America. Without it, the message was clear: she was only a fleeting guest in a land that appeared inclusive. The novel paints America as a master in the art of duality, a nation capable of nurturing aspirations while simultaneously crushing them. Belinda's story reflects this ongoing dance with hope and despair, where the hand that embraces is always poised to withdraw. Like the distant sailboat that seems genuinely serene, only a closer view reveals struggles hidden beneath the surface. Unraveling Wilder. Wilder Islam, a complex and enigmatic figure, carried the weight of his past like a sealed black box, seldom mentioning the war that had deeply scarred him. As Belinda reflects on their years together, his silence about Vietnam speaks volumes, underscoring not only the physical distance but the emotional chasms that can persist even when people are close. Nnuro paints a vivid picture of Wilder's psychological landscape, revealing the tenuous threads of empathy and understanding that sometimes fail to bind us. Wilder's life was marked by contrast and contradiction. Although he hailed from a wealthy Texan family and studied oil at Princeton, he gravitated toward innovation by transforming waste gas from oil wells into profitable electricity, a clever move that could have secured him any job and kept him from being drafted. But a strange sense of guilt and detachment led him to enlist voluntarily, where he found himself an outsider among both black soldiers and the affluent circles he once knew. The assassination of Martin Luther King highlighted his profound sense of isolation. While his comrades mourned through song, Wilder's voice was silent, mirroring his internal turmoil. His war experience climaxed in a violent encounter in a guerrilla tunnel where he sustained severe injuries. Defying expectation, Wilder emerged with a renewed spirit. This rebirth propelled him into the heart of the Laotian jungle, where he found solace and new beginnings. He built a life with a Laotian woman, adopting a child as their own amidst the relentless backdrop of American bombings. However, tragedy struck when the child perished after picking up a cluster bomb fragment, a moment that shattered their fragile existence. Grief consumed Wilder, driving him to flee in a desperate attempt to shield his loved one from the relentless specter of death. His aimless journey ended in New York, where he emerged like a prophet with a wild beard and a heart torn between unyielding rage and sorrow. This tumultuous journey lays bare the intertwined themes of identity, guilt, and the unending quest for redemption that define Wilder's life, an odyssey of seeking peace and understanding in a world marred by conflict and unspoken wounds. Rebuilding bridges. News of a tragedy travels swiftly. Belinda, in Texas, learns of her brother Alfred's passing from across the ocean and knows she must return to Ghana for the funeral, even if it jeopardizes her prospects in America. Alfred was the linchpin of the family, smoothing over tensions and adding warmth wherever he went. In his absence, the family faces the challenge of healing old wounds. Amidst grief, an unexpected opportunity arises. Sitting in Kumasi after the funeral, Wilder, Belinda's partner, finds himself drawn to Ghana, despite its struggles with blackouts. Inspired by Mr. Nt, Belinda's father, Wilder embraces the idea of utilizing flared gas from the country's burgeoning oil rigs to solve its electricity woes. The notion of staying in Ghana, exploring new opportunities, seems increasingly appealing. Though there is no outright reconciliation between Belinda and her brother Jacob, a window opens. Wilder, with a strategy that gently massages egos, allows Jacob to believe the turbine idea was his own, planting seeds of collaboration. Jacob, warming to his brother-in-law, suggests they could work on this project together, a promising start to mending fences. In a small but significant gesture, Jacob asks Wilder to relay a message to Belinda. He doesn't know how to approach her yet, acknowledging for the first time that the rift isn't solely her doing. His recognition of their mutual responsibility for the distance between them hints at possible reconciliation. As Nnuro's narrative closes, a sense of hope emerges, suggesting that the family, like the nation they inhabit, may find a path to illumination and unity.
D.K. Nnuro's compelling narrative wraps up with a glimmer of reconciliation amidst the turbulent paths trodden by the NT family. Belinda's and Jacob's lives, colored by ambitions and failures in America, reflect broader themes of aspiration, belonging, and the relentless pursuit of self-definition. As they navigate familial ties frayed by geographic and emotional divides, the story underscores the transformative power of understanding and hope. The prospect of bringing electricity to Ghana stands as a metaphorical beacon of light, bridging the gap between past disappointments and future possibilities. This tale is a vivid reminder that while dreams like making America home may sometimes falter, the interplay of resilience, familial love, and innovative spirit can inspire new beginnings, achieving what once seemed impossible, the essence of what Napoleon could not do.